Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 14th of February 2019. So welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's afternoon session where we're gonna have a look at the markets, a few charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest, and we can continue. Okay, so now then, guys, let's quickly jump into the charts. Now, the first one I want to touch on here is the Dow Jones. Now, looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, looking at its trading activity yesterday, and looking at this daily chart here, you can see that the index closed yesterday in the positive territory, closed above the this level that I kept talking about, the 25,440. So this nice barrier broke it to the upside. Certainly right now it seems that we could continue pushing further up here towards the 25,800 level. The only little problem with that is that the indices, the futures markets are the cash indices are selling off right now. So if you look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average Cash Index, it is currently sitting at near the 25,400. So basically we're back below this key resistance area that previously acted as a resistance area. Now it actually now is going to be the resistance area again, because now it's, like I said, the index is trading below the 25,440 level. Certainly let's see how this continues to be when the markets are going to open. But if it continues to trade below the 25,440 level, now this could be a bit of a warning signal for the bulls, and we could see maybe this index sliding back down a little, maybe actually traveling all the way towards the 24,840 level. But of course, don't forget that on its travel lower, it could also test or should I say, it would probably test the 25,000 level, the psychological 25,000. So in a way, for now, guys, long story short, for now, because the index is already the cash market is already trading below the this key area of resistance at 25,440. Continue observing it today. Let's see how this plays out today. If it gets back above it, then we could then target the yesterday's highs near the 25,625 area. But if that gets broken, then the level that I was talking about in one of my previous videos when I was covering Dow, the 25,800 level, that's going to be our next potential target. But then again, I'll repeat myself, only if we're going to get a nice good move back above the 25,440 level. So for now, it's a bit up in the air. Like I said, the indices are selling off slightly right now. So we did have bad data coming out of the United States, the bad retail sales. So could be well, it's taken a hit on that. So like I said, let's see how the market adjusts itself by the end of today. Jumping into UK oil, which is Brent, and Brent basically today had a nice run higher. Looking at this daily chart, you can see that the commodity managed to reach the 100 EMA here, shown as the green line, and that was near the 64.70 level, from which the commodity reversed back down, and now it's kind of trying to push lower. Let's jump into a 4-hour chart. We will have better visibility here. You can see that how perfectly this R2 played out today, and basically that was around the 64.79, or actually rounded up towards the 80. So 64.80, that was the level, that was the hold up area for this commodity, and now it seems that it's making its way towards the pivot, which is around the 63.40. That's just about 30 points away from where it is right now. So keep your eyes on that one, guys. We could see a possible test of this pivot, which is around the 63.40, and if this continues to drop lower, then yep, I mean, this could turn out to be a little bit ugly for Brent oil. We could see further declines, and don't forget, we do have this little in a way tentative short-term upside support line here that has been running from the lows of January this year. So in a way, if this continues to travel further down, we could eventually test this upside support line. Now, I'm not saying that it could happen today, but like I said, if the selling momentum is going to remain, if it's going to drag into tomorrow as well, then yep, we could potentially see a retest of this upside support line. So for now, guys, continue observing it. In order to in order for us to consider a possible move lower here, we need to see a drop below the 63 level here, and then we'll target lower areas. But for now, the first area for today that we're targeting is the 63.40. Let's see if it actually reaches that or not, or even actually if it drops below it or not. So for now, like I said, guys, it's a bit tricky with this one. In order for us, let's say, to consider a move higher on this one, we would need to see a cleared break above the today's highs which was around the 64.80 level. So only then we'll consider a possible move higher. So that's why, guys, for now it's a bit more to the downside from the short-term perspective rather than the upside. Jumping into USDJPY, now this one's taking a hit as well, dropping below today's pivot, which was around the 110.85 approximately there, and of course now it's kind of got held near the S1, which is around the 110.60. So of course it's trying to push lower. The bears are trying to push it lower. The only problem is that they've got this little obstacle here of this being this upside support line, so which was running from the lows of the 31st of January. So if the bears are going to remain strong and push this pair below the upside support line, then yep, brace yourselves, we could maybe see a retest of the 110 level again. So but for now, as long as the rate remains above this upside support line, in a way we could see maybe something like a drop lower here, maybe even actually a false breakout here. But if you see the body remaining above this upside line, I mean, that means that the bulls are not really ready to give up yet, and we could see maybe a push higher. But now, given the situation that we're seeing right now, in order for us, let's say, to consider a possible move higher, the first confirmation could be this move back above the 110.85, but for a better confirmation, of course, we would need to see a nice good push above these recent highs, which were around the 111.13 level. So in a way, you could actually even round it up towards the 15, just for the sake of it. So a nice good push above the 111.15 level could open the path towards slightly higher levels, and this is of course where we're still going to aim for this 111.45 mark, which acted as a very good area of resistance here back on the 26th of December and also on the 21st of December. But then again, like I said, I'll repeat myself, in order to kind of consider higher levels again, we need to see initially a move back above the 110.85 and then a nice good push above the 111.15 level. So yep, guys, for now, of course, keep your eyes on this upside, this in a way tentative upside support line. Let's see what it wants to do with it. If it wants to break it, then like I said, the path could be open towards the 110 level again. So keep your eyes on that one. Jumping into USDCAD now, this one is popping to the upside nicely, and of course for now, guys, we are aiming for this higher level here at around 133.30. Now, I was talking about this pair and this level in one of my videos this week. Basically, I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on it, because this is the one that's going to be very important, because if this gets broken, then this of course opens the path towards slightly higher levels, and we could then target higher levels in the near term. And the higher levels, by higher levels I mean the 133.70 mark by the near the highs of the 24th of January, and if that fails to kind of withstand the bull pressure, then you have further acceleration to the upside towards the 134.45 level could be possible as well. But again, for now, all eyes are on this 133.30. Let's see what it wants to do with it. If we see a hold up here, and if the pair struggles to overcome that barrier here, well, to be honest, I mean, we would need to see a nice good drop here lower, and to be honest, this level here, I would probably say it's already becoming a little bit irrelevant. So in a way, what we're gonna wait for here is if we see a reversal, strong reversal back down and a drop below the 132.70 level marked here by the high of the 13th of February. Now this is where it could become interesting, because this would also automatically place the pair back below the 200 EMA here shown as the black line on the 4-hour chart, and then of course we will target these lower levels that we saw this week, like of course the 132 zone. But for now guys, certainly the downside seems to be slightly off the table, but again, let's see how this plays out near the 133.30. A nice good break above this could open the path towards the 133.70 level, which is also coinciding here with today's R3 level. So very interesting developments here on the USDCAD. Again, like I said, be very careful as well, because at the same time it's also quite, let's say, overextended from the very short-term perspective. It's overextended to the upside, so in a way we could see maybe a bit of a correction back down and then another push higher. But again, for a better confirmation, like I said, of the upside, we need to see a nice good pop above the 133.30. Jumping into GBPUSD now, this one's taking a hit, and I was covering this one in one of my previous videos as well. So basically I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this upside support line. It's a bit of a tentative, I do understand that, but still, nevertheless, you can see that in the past it acted as a nice area of support, especially here back on the 15th of January when we saw this nice sharp sell-off. It kind of went exactly bang on the line, and from which it rebounded and pushed higher. So today, of course, we're seeing this break of this upside support line, and of course we're seeing a break of this other key important support level at 128.15. So of course, don't forget that the day is not finished yet, so we might see a maybe strong reversal back above this upside support line. And if we do see something like this, then maybe going into tomorrow we could see maybe a correction back up here towards this downside resistance line taken from the 29th of January. And of course, if this gets broken and the rate travels back above the 129.25 level, now this is where it could become more interesting for the bulls, for more bulls, I would say, and we could see further acceleration to the upside. So as you probably understood now correctly, basically for the upside, what we're keeping a close eye on here is this, of course, this 129.25 level. Only then we'll consider a possible move further up here. But for now, from the picture that we're seeing here right now, of course, it's more bearish than bullish, and of course, but we need to wait and see how this day is going to end and where the pair is going to end today's daily candle. And of course, for now, it seems to be, like I said, it seems to be more bearish than bullish, and it looks like it wants to retest this S2, or should I say, just to test the S2, which is around the 127.65 level, approximately there, or even actually we could then target the 127.10 area, which in the past here acted also as a very good area of support. Back on the 6th of January, it was marked by the low of the 6th of January, also the low of the 8th of January, and the low of the 11th of January as well. So that's why this 127.10 level is going to become a very important one to watch, especially if this pair remains trading below this tentative upside support line, guys. Okay, thank you very much for watching and listening, guys. I hope you found it useful, and if you want to join me tomorrow morning in my Traders Espresso, and that's 7 o'clock GMT time. But for now, I hope you have a wonderful evening. For those who are still trading, be very careful, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.